Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. As we mentioned in our last video, today we are going to talk about understanding the nutrition labels on food. So we're going to break it down here and kind of show you, what do those claims mean when they say low fat or low carbs and different things like that. So Leanne's going to talk to you about the first thing.
So the first thing to look for, and it's the first thing on top of the nutrition label, and it's the serving size. So the serving size is the standard portion size of that particular food. So all the nutrition information that you see on the label is broken down from that serving size.
And then the serving size per container tells you how many servings are within that food or that container. So it might say 4 servings per container, so then you know that you should be able to get 4 portions out of that.
And then the next spot on the label will be calories per serving. So when you look at the label, it will say grams and then it will say a percentage, and that's just the calories that come from the fat that's in the food.
And below that, you will see the percent daily value. So the percent daily value is based off a 2,000 calorie diet, and it shows you what percent of nutrients are within this product. If the like the fat or for the total carbohydrates, it is less than 5%, that means that it is low in that nutrient. But if it's greater than 20% or greater, that means that it's high in that nutrient.
And then the next thing to look for is the ingredient list. On all food products, the smaller that the amount of words are on that list, the healthier it is. And you want to look for words that you can actually pronounce and you can read, because those are healthier in all natural foods. If you don't know what it is, it's probably a chemical or it's highly processed. And to look at the label, like the ingredient list, if the first word that's on there is the food it's the heaviest in. So like if the first word is sugar, there's more sugar in that product than in anything else on that list.
And then you also might want to check the ingredient list for allergens. So there should be allergy information on there. It should tell you whether there is any dairy, any eggs, shellfish, peanuts, or other things that people are oftentimes allergic to. So be sure to check that list to make sure that you're avoiding those if you're allergic to them.
And there will also be a health warning. So if there's any health-related chronic condition that could be associated with that food, such as if it has a lot of calcium for like osteoporosis, or if there's a lot of sodium or fat for heart disease and high cholesterol, that will be on the front of the label and also on the back of the label.
So a lot of times on different products, you'll see different claims like low calorie, low in fat, reduced carbs, good source of this or that. So a lot of times we look at that and we say like, oh, this must be great, but it's important to know what all of those actually mean. So if something says low calories, then that means that there are less than 40 calories per serving in that.
And if something says low cholesterol, it has less than 20 milligrams of cholesterol and less than 2 grams of saturated fat per serving.
If the label reads reduced, whether that be reduced fat or reduced carbs, it means that it has less than 25% of the specific nutrient or calories than the usual product would be. So they're comparing it to the normal product.
And if a product says that it's a good source of something, that means that there's at least 10% of the daily value of that certain nutrient in that product.
And if a product claims to be calorie-free, then that means there's less than 5 calories per serving in that product. So just remember that if you're going to do 25 servings of it, eventually that does add up. So keep that in mind, even if something says calorie-free.
The same with the fat and sugar-free. They still have less than 1/2 gram of fat or sugar per serving. So there's still a little fat and sugar in the product if it says that it's sugar-free or fat-free, but it's still better than the full amount.
And then some other claims that you might see on different products. One will be low sodium. So this would be something to look for, especially for someone that struggles with high blood pressure, because this is good for you. You want to keep those sodium levels low. And if something claims to be low sodium, that means that it has less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving.
And if something says it's high in something, that means that there's 20% or more of the daily value in the product.
If something claims to be high in fiber, that means that it has greater than or equal to 5 grams per serving.
If something's lean, it has less than 10 grams of fat, it has less than 4.5 grams of saturated fat, and less than 95 milligrams of cholesterol per the 3-ounce serving.
And then if something claims to be extra lean, especially when we're talking about different meats, then that means that it is less than 5 grams of total fat, less than 2 grams of saturated fat, less than 95 milligrams of cholesterol per, again, that 3.5 ounces per serving.
And then if something is light, it has at least 1/3 fewer calories of half of the fat of the usual product.
We hope this video helps you feel more confident when you're at the grocery store next time to read over those food labels.
And tune in to next week's video where we will discuss the importance of physical activity and why you should be physically active. And then that video will be part 1 of a 2-part video series, so you don't want to miss the next 2 weeks. It will be fun.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Thank you.
See you next week.